Here is a little situation. This is Jack. He works on an assembly line in a factory that produces a lot of noise. This morning, when he started his shift, Jack forgot to put on his earmuffs. It is very important to wear them in a noisy environment. The sounds emitted by certain equipment or noisy work environments can have a serious impact on the hearing health of workers if they are not adequately protected. The use of hearing protection is necessary to reduce ambient noise to a safe level. Let's talk about noise and its effects on health. Short or long exposure to noise can lead to problems such as tinnitus, hyperacusis, hearing loss, and deafness. Studies also show other health effects, such as cardiovascular and mental health effects. The higher the intensity of the noise, the less time it takes to damage hearing. In fact, 5 minutes of exposure to harmful noise in an 8-hour workday can cause lifelong hearing damage. The decibel scale is used to quantify the loudness of a noise. The lowest noise level perceived by the human ear is 0 decibels. 50 decibels are equivalent to a normal conversation level. At more than 85 decibels, the noise becomes harmful to a person. This is the threshold of harmfulness for an 8-hour exposure per day. Generally, when you feel the need to scream to be heard 1 meter, or 3 feet, away, the noise level is probably 85 decibels or higher. At over 120 decibels, the noise causes a painful sensation. Hearing loss can lead to communication difficulties. For example, some words may be confused. This also creates safety issues as the worker may no longer hear the workplace signals, like the alarms and equipment sounds. Exposure to noise at harmful levels can result in decreased performance and productivity. There is also a higher rate of absenteeism. As a result, quality of life is reduced since hearing loss and tinnitus are often associated with mental health problems, such as depression, which increases isolation. In addition, we must not forget the economic impact of deafness, such as the compensation cost for workers with occupational deafness, hearing aid cost, indirect costs due to reduced productivity and absenteeism, as well as health care and employment insurance costs. Several controls are available to workers to reduce the impact of noise on their hearing. Depending on the levels of the hierarchy of controls, it is best to eliminate the noise at the source. If this is not possible, a substitution method must be found to replace the hazardous situation with one that is less hazardous. The engineering level involves any idea of adding equipment or technology to control or mitigate the hazard. For example, the addition of an acoustic barrier and the fencing of machinery. Administrative controls are the rules and procedures put in place to reduce noise exposure. Examples include hearing protection programs and worker rotation in the noisy work environment. Personal protective equipment, such as earplugs and safety earmuffs, are the last line of defense. They are the least effective method of control because they are directly on the person and depend on many factors to be effective. Hearing protectors must, among other things, be appropriate for the task, be compatible with other pieces of personal protective equipment, be comfortable enough, and be suitable for the temperature and humidity level in the work environment. Each type of hearing protection has advantages and disadvantages. Earplugs, for example, are more compact and do not interfere with other PPE, but they take more time and are more difficult to adjust and get dirty more easily when handled. Safety earmuffs fit more quickly and are convenient for intermittent wear, but they are less compact and heavier and sometimes interfere with other PPE. It is important to remember that hearing protectors must be worn at all times, when daily exposure to noise exceeds current exposure standards, in noisy areas identified with signs or pictograms indicating mandatory wear, and during tasks identified as being at risk, for example, when using a noisy tool or working near noisy equipment. Your hearing health is at stake. To learn more, please visit our e-learning platform and catalog as well as our risk management training and professional services.